Hello, World of Tank Blitzers. It's Littlefinger. Happy Friday, February 11th. Time for another store review. I've got the T150 pulled up here. Unlocked it yesterday out of the February Battle Pass Operation Field Test with the Titan T150. You know the drill. You're going to get everything on the top line for free if you complete your missions. If you buy a battle pass for $5, you're going to get everything here on the bottom, provided you come in every day and finish off most of those missions. Gonna fill up the vaults here and walk away with over 3,000 gold once it's all said and done for $5, making a battle pass really a good deal all around. T150, I'll do a review on it shortly. Obviously, it is known for its speed for a heavy tank, while this one sports an 85mm gun and a better frontal armor than the T150 that was a tech tree tank and now is just a collector tank. So I'll get a review out on it. Pretty promising tank. I've enjoyed playing it. Let's jump into this store right now. Here's your two offers here for the Battle Pass. $20 going to get you 25 levels, or $5 is just going to get you everything below the line once you complete all of your missions. We've got some great bundles to talk about. I'll talk about that in the tank section. We touched on this last week. The VK9001 for sale for $22,500. Still a pretty steep price for gold. First time it has been for sale outside of crates or lockboxes. So that's why you see such a high price on it. This container here for $25 is more of a gamble because you're going to get a 25% chance of getting the tank or 75% chance of getting 8,500 gold, which only works out to be 340 gold per dollar. Not a great deal. We've got lockbox keys. Interesting to note, and I don't know if this is on purpose or not, but the difference in color, the dark green, you can actually sell if you decide not to use them for 300 gold each. The light green, which was given away as part of the Chinese New Year event, you can't sell. So you can use them for any lockbox event. If you don't want to partake in the M60 lockbox, we'll talk about there in a second, then you can save it for the next lockbox event. Not really any decent deals in the resource section, so we'll skim right on over that and get to the juicy tanks to talk about. So, first one up, sturdy fellows, Emil 1951 Samoa SM. Got reviews for both of these, so if you've got any questions about these tanks, please watch those reviews. This is going to come with the emoji attachment, a snowball attachment, both of the premium camos, 5x boosters, equipments, and orders for each of these. So you're going to get two collect them all containers, which has a 5% drop chance there. Let's see if that is the same on the Samoa. Yeah. So basically, you decide when you want to start that order, and then you have to get, I believe it was 50 wins within 10 days, and then you can collect those black boxes. But real quick, about these two tanks. Emil, 1951. I've said it many times before when it's been in store. Don't think that it has the armor of the tech tree tank. It doesn't. And the frontal armor on this is nowhere near as good, but much better pen and mobility. Interesting auto loader. Both of these are auto loaders. Samoa, it has really good frontal armor. Surprisingly good frontal armor. Some nice slopes on the turret. Gonna get a lot of bounces provided you can keep this tank facing your enemy. Again, for both of these tanks, super long reload on those auto loaders, but the burst damage makes them really fun to play. So check out the reviews if you are interested. 17,500 for two tier 8 tanks. You know, it's a little steep, but you are getting the attachments and everything that comes with it. So priced a little on the high side would be my assessment. Right, we're used to seeing tier 8 premium tanks in the 7,500 to 8,500 range. You can see 12,500 by itself, 10,000 for the Emil. And keep in mind, prices drop each time these tanks hit the store. To my recollection, this is the second time the Samoa has been in stores. It might actually be the only time it's been for sale for gold. I can't quite recollect. I know I picked it up, but it might have been in crates. So, moving on, we've got the Tier 9 French medium tank, the AMX 30 prototype. Lovely mobility on this tank, excellent accuracy on the gun. The only real downside to this tank is it's Tier 9. It's kind of one of those tiers that obviously can't play tournaments in. So it doesn't have as much use throughout the game, but I love this tank, and $20 seems about right for the price of it. M3 Lite, I really haven't looked at this. It's going to come with 7 days of premium time. Brutal concealment container, which is just camouflages. It does have 20 gold boosters, which is a minimum of 200 gold. And let's see, if you decide to sell the tank, it's going to be 850. So, not super great deal if you take that 850 plus the 200 and divide it by $3. Not super great deal there. Tier 3, you're not going to be playing it much. Again, we already talked about the VK. First time for sale, straight up for gold with the premium camo. Price still pretty high. The Mecha Phoenix, Tier 8, EU Nation, medium tank. Can be a little bit difficult to play, to learn the slopes and angles of this tank, but one thing you will note, that it has a very small turret here, which if you can get this thing hull down, it is a nice tank with decent accuracy and good pen and damage numbers. Now we're moving on to a really interesting bundle here. The Dynamic Frenchman AMX CDC. Kind of, I would probably put this more like the poor man's Dracula. This is tier 8. It has the same mobility, same playstyle as the Dracula, just a tier up, which just means you're going to play against some bigger HE type of tanks shooting at you. And it is probably a little bit bigger than the Dracula. Still, an extremely fun tank to play with great mobility, good gun depression, all around good tank if you're one of these people that can really pay attention to the minimap and stay away from crossfire. AMX 1357 is kind of one of those tanks that everyone kind of thinks that they want, but once they get it, I don't think they're too impressed with it. You've got 6 shells in the magazine, and that's what kind of makes it unique. But it's hard to do a lot of damage. It's hard to get into a situation where you can be on target for 6 straight seconds in order to get that burst damage that you need. It does have a relatively short reload time of only 9 seconds. So, in the right circumstances, burst damage on this tank is great. Most of the time, you're struggling to get all 6 shots to pen. But in my opinion, they're a very intriguing price at 10,000 for both of these tanks. And I realize that is CDC has been around for a lot. The AMX 1357 has been for sale recently. Again, that's a tier 7. And I like this combo. You've got 2 different play styles, 2 different tanks, 2 fun tanks. So, I'm okay with this bundle here. You can get the CDC by itself for 6,500, which I guess with the camo is a reasonable price for a tank that's been around as long as it has, and 5,000 for the AMX at tier 7. seems a little bit high for me. But anyway, we talked about the Mecha Phoenix there, either $12 or $5,500 in gold. And we talked a little bit at length about this bundle here, the E75 and the German Bulldog there. You've got fast with the M4190, and you've got slow and heavy with the E75. So you get two completely different playstyles in tanks, two fun tanks to play. E75, not really my playstyle. It's a little bit too slow for me, but a good price there for 10,000 for two decent tanks. So keep in mind the esports here is still available if you've got coins from playing tournaments or ratings battles. Containers, we've always got containers. TD Invasion, not really going to talk about. So the lockbox here that I said I would talk about is the M60 lockbox here, which is going to contain, if you're lucky, the straight up the M60 with a 3% drop chance, or you're going to get parts for certificates of the Super Hellcat, the T54E2, the TS5, or the M60. So basically what it's doing is it's giving you that little teaser of a Super Hellcat, and then it'll give you a T54E2 certificate, and then you really want that Super Hellcat, so you keep buying more, and it's just obviously how wargaming is going to get you to buy these keys. You can get the boxes themselves. You don't need to pay for that. Just by playing battles, just randomly, you will get them. So, again, lockbox keys, you can use them. You know, if you were to say, I'm only interested in the M60, you use your first key, and you get the M60 and you're super, super lucky, you still got 4 keys left, you can hold them for the next lockbox events. And the lockbox events have been going on for several years now, so I don't see that going away. So that wraps up the store. I hope you have a fun weekend. Been enjoying big boss mode. It's kind of interesting. Seems like maybe a few less lopsided games. But then again, does it really matter? It's boss mode. It's really just there to have fun. So with that, guys, enjoy the weekend. Have fun. Get educated, not fingered. Littlefinger out.